Hey, before we get to the negative exponents, we got to talk about the zero power rule. It's the easiest one out there. Okay? Any number, letter, statement raised to the zero power is 1. Anything. Okay? Go get Harry for me, someone. Thanks, Karina. 4 raised to 0 is 1. I can make you a really hard problem on a test. Make you do all this stuff, and then you raise it to 0. It's still 1. Okay, so that's the zero power. Now the one that confuses everyone. This is your negative exponent rules. So I'll give you a moment to copy them down. Oh, that wasn't smart. Okay, here we go. Now, these are the rules. I'm going to show you with them in numbers. It might make more sense, okay? By themselves, this is pretty easy. If I have x raised to the negative third power, what that actually means is you put it down in the denominator and you make it positive, okay? Now, if you already start with x to the negative third in the bottom, that goes to the top.
I have a math question. I'll come back when you're not in the middle of this question.
Okay. So, does anybody know why this is true? Yes, Harry? Kind of, sort of, but we could, I'm going to do this in green to show you what this means. Remember, x to the negative third, could we not write that as 1 over x to the third? Which is, and this divided by, 1 divided by 1 over x third is the same thing as 1 times the reciprocal. You might see that on a test for a quiz. It's kind of cool how that works, right? Yay! So Harry, you were half correct. Okay. And then the third one we talked about was, let's say we have x to the positive third, x to the fifth, raised to the negative 2. Okay. The other rule, the third one, says all we have to do is flip these and make it positive. Okay. Now, by themselves, these are very easy. I could give you problems all day like this, and everyone in this room could do them. It's when I add all 3 of them together when people start getting really confused. And then I add in what you learned yesterday. You get even more confused. So we'll take these one at a time. So a perfectly good quiz question, a first pager could be something like this. Okay. Now, there are many ways to tackle this, but I was always taught to simplify first. Okay? So, what I'm talking about is I'm going to simplify the top. So, I'm going to take 4 times 3 and get 12. Okay, remember we're doing the top. Now remember, when we multiply exponents, what do we do with them? We add them. So what's negative 5 plus 3? So that's a negative 2. Now I have my y's. Y to the negative third times y to the negative 2 is y to the negative fifth. Does everyone see that? Okay. At this point, I cannot do anything with the bottom. Move it up a little, not that far. Now I have simplified. So the next thing that I do is I just draw the bar in there. I look at my coefficients, my numbers first. Can I reduce 12/6? I can reduce that to 2. Now I'm going to put a 1 here because I don't know if there's going to be anything in the bottom or not yet. Okay? So, basically when you look at these, you could take x and minus them. I'm just going to do this real quick. Okay, I'm going to show you all the steps. You can find your shortcuts later. If this is negative, I need to put it to the bottom and make it positive. Okay, I need to put this to the bottom and make it positive. Now I go to the bottom. This was negative, so it has to go to the top. Do I do anything with this one? No. Okay? That's what I call getting rid of negative exponents. At this time, you can simplify. Now I know there's a lot easier ways to do it. You'll find your own. I'm showing all the steps first. I have 5 x's on the top, 2 on the bottom. I'm going to have 2x to the third. Still have my 1 down here. Okay? Y to the 5th times y to the 3rd is y to the 8th. Do I need this 1 any longer? Okay? Now I know many of you will find different steps along the way. That is doing every step correctly. Okay? So, that's not too bad. I'll give you one to do on your own. Let's go with all right, here we go.
I'm gonna hang it up. She's so embarrassed. She's gonna frame it. She's gonna put it on her fridge.
Now I can't simplify any letters, so I'm going to simplify this down to 1/9. Hopefully you see that and everyone's good on that. X is going to go to the bottom, that becomes x squared. X is going to go to the top, it's going to become x to the 7th. Y is already there, it's already positive. Z goes down to the bottom. Y already stays there. You know, you may have Y's and Z's everywhere. It's okay. And Z goes to the top. I have gotten rid of all my negative exponents. Now I can simplify. I'm going to keep the 1/9. I have 2 in the bottom, 7 on top, x to the 5th. There goes my 1. I don't need that any longer. And then you have y squared here. You can cross them out if you want. It makes it easier. Y squared on top. And then we have z squared.
Cube. It's a 3.
Is that a 3? Yeah. 3. There you go. Next level up problem. And that's as far as I'm going to go with it. That's many people got.
Ew, I hated that song. I don't like awful. I hated it.
You're too young to hate.
A song? I don't hate anything besides that song. Thanks, Megan.
Try that one. All right, let's go over this one. There's a couple things you can do right away. I can get rid of this. B to the 0 is equal to what?
1.
1. I get rid of that. Orders of operations. I have to bring this negative in through first. So that's going to be 3 to the negative 2, A to the negative 2, B to the negative 6. Okay? A, B to the negative 3rd. all over 2a to the negative 4th. Okay? Now again, I'm showing every step. Some of you might have done it a little differently. I'm going to simplify the top. Leaving this here. A to the negative 2 times a to the positive 1 is a to the negative 1. I'm going to take b to the negative 9th. So I just added these exponents. Over 2a to the negative 4th. At this point, I'm going to get rid of all my negative exponents. And then I will simplify. So, 3, that's a negative exponent. That has to go to the bottom, okay? So that becomes positive. Gets rid of that one. A to the negative 1. I'm going to leave it as a 1 right now. Goes to the bottom. B to the 9th goes to the bottom. The 2 stays here. And the negative 4 goes to the top. Now I've gotten rid of every single negative exponent. Now I'm going to simplify again. I'm going to start on the top. I have 4 a's here. I have 1 on the bottom. I will have 3. Those are done. My b to the 9th is going to stay on the bottom. That one's done. What is 3 squared? Times 2. And that's your answer. Okay?